This question asks us to use the following stem and leaf plot, find the 5-number summary for the data. So here we've got a stem and leaf plot, and here we got the things they want: min, Q1, median, Q3, max. How are we going to do it? Well, first off, we got to be clear what these numbers are. Remember, this is called a stem and leaf. These are the stems. These are the leaves. So in other words, this first group of numbers is 10 and 12. Second group of numbers is 23, 24, 24. Third group of numbers, that's just a 31. This group of numbers is a 42, 42, 47, 49. This is a 50, 54, 58, 58, 58, 59. This is a 60 and 68. So that's the data we're talking about. That's just the stem and leaf display is just a shortcut way of doing that. So these are the numbers. So where they want us to take all these numbers, this data, and find the minimum, the Q1, the median, the Q3, and the max. Now, what are those? I think you can probably guess what the minimum is. Minimum is the lowest ones right here. This is the lowest one in the whole group. And the maximum, this one here, huh? That's the maximum. That's the biggest number in the whole group. But what about the Q1, median, Q3? What are those? Well, those are box plot numbers. Let me show you this. Here we are. This is the notes, the exam 1 notes. Number 15 here, calculating 5 numbers. See the min, Q1, median, Q3, max? There they are. That's the 5 numbers. What it is that's part of a box plot. We're not gonna have to draw the box plot, but we're finding the min, Q1, median, Q3, and max. We're gonna do it on our calculator. First off, what is it? Q1 is the end of the first quarter. See how it says the box plot divides the data into sections that each contain 25% of the data? So it's like a football game or a basketball game. This is the first quarter, and here's the end of the first quarter. Here's the second quarter, the second 25%. Here's the end, which is called halftime, median, we call it in stats. Here's the third quarter of the football game or basketball game. Q3 marks the end of the third quarter. And here's the fourth quarter. The maximum is the end of the fourth quarter, the end of the game. So that's basically what we're finding. How do we do it? Well, it says right here, you put the data down L1 on your TI-83 or 84 calculator. And then you hit stat, calc, one variable stats, and put in what it says there. So I'm going to show you how to do that on the calculator and write out those steps exactly. So here we go. So coming back to our data, I'm going to access now. Probably the best way, let me just show you on the calculator, and then I'll write down the steps. So I'm going to stop sharing that and share my main screen. And you can see my calculator there, my TI. Oops, let me move that there. Okay, it's got the TI calculator. You turn it on, clear the screen. I'm gonna show the key press history over here so you can keep track of what I'm pressing. All right, so here we go. So I'm gonna press stat. See that menu that pops up? And I'm on edit, and I'm gonna hit enter. So stat, enter. And then now I've got these lists. I'm going to move my cursor up over there to the top of L1. By the way, if you hit stat and enter and you don't see this, L1, L2, L3, your calculator's in a weird mode, come see me and I will help you get it back to the right mode. You should see L1, L2, L3. So I'm going to hit clear and enter, and see it clears out L1. So I did that. And now I'm going to put the numbers they gave me, the data numbers, right down L1. Here we go. 10 was the first number. I'm going to hit enter, enter, and it goes down. And then 12, enter, and then 23, enter. These are the numbers in the data list that were in the stem and leaf chart. So 10, 12, 23, 24, 24, and then 31. Enter, 42, twice. 47 and 49. 50, 54. 58, 58, 58. 3, 58. 59. 16, 68. Enter. So notice I hit enter every time after I put the data in. So that's what the notes meant when they said put the data down L1. Right? I didn't use L2 or L3. I just put all the way down L1, all that data. Now, let me hit stat, and make sure you hit enter after every data value. Now I'm going to hit stat again, stat. And this time, I'm going to hit the other buttons. It said I'm going to go over to calculate. Go over to calculate. And it's already on one. See, it's on one variable. So that's what I want. I'm going to hit enter. And it says list, frequency list. Well, I'm just going to leave it L1. I'm not going to mess with it at all. Frequency list, I'm not going to put anything. Go down to calculate. Frequency list means if you have numbers that occur more frequently. We're not doing that. Go down to, we'll do that in some other problems, but not on this one. Go down to calculate. So I'm just going to keep the list the same. Frequency list. You know, the list is L1. It was already there. It should already, it'll already have L. If it doesn't, let me go back up here. Let me go back up. If it doesn't have L1, let me show you what to do. Here, let me clear. What if it doesn't have L1? You got to put L1 there. How do you get L1 there? You hit second and 1. See that little blue L1 in blue that's above the number 1 button? See the 1 with the blue L1 above it? When you hit the second button, which is blue, and then hit a button, it does the blue thing above it. So I did second 1, and it did the blue L1 above it. It put L1 right there in the list. So if you don't already have it there, hit second 1 and put an L1 there. You're telling the calculator, hey, calculator, go out to list L1. That's where we put our data, right? Down list L1. And grab the numbers and come on down here and calculate them for me. Hit enter. And boom, there we go. Now, you may say, well, where's our numbers? You have to hit, see this arrow right here? This is go down. It means there's more. Now, there's a lot of stuff here that's valuable. X bar, that's the average, the mean. And we don't need that. SX, we're going to use that later, called the standard deviation. N is 18. That's total number of numbers in our list. Anyway, the down arrow means there's more to come. Push the down arrow. Oh, there they are. Min, Q1, median, Q3, max. There's the 5 numbers we're looking for. So there's our minimum value, which we already knew was 10. Our Q1 is 24. Our median is 48. Our Q3 is 58. And our max is 68. So here they are. Here's the 5 numbers. So let's bring those back over now. So I'm going to do that again. Stop sharing this and go back to my screen. And here we are back in action. So now let me write out the steps that I just went through there. So what did I just do on the TI 83 or 84 calculator? What did I do? Step 1, I hit the stat button and then enter. And then step 2, I move up to L1 and I pressed clear and enter to clear out L1. Step 3, I put the data down L1, hit enter after each. And when you're done with that, just hit that stat button again in the middle of the screen. Go over to the calculate menu and hit enter. And then when you do, you'll get this little menu that says list and frequency list and calculate. And so what you do is you make sure L1 is right here, which if you don't already have it there, you got to hit second and 1 to get L1 there. Just leave this blank and then highlight the calculate and hit enter. That's what we just did. And then we get our values, the 10, this was 24, this was 48, this was 58. What does that mean? That means for this whole set of whatever it is, 18 numbers, I think it was. What did the calculator say on the end? 18 numbers, whatever. Whatever this is, I think it's 18 numbers. The lowest one is 10. Q1, the 24 is right here. That's the end of the first quarter of the data. That looks like it's about 1/4 of the way through, 25% of the way through the data set, huh? 48 is the middle. When you think, well, we don't have a 48, right? But it would be right here between 47 and 49. That's about 48. It's about halfway through the day. Half the data is before 48. Half the data is after 48. 58, that's right here. That's 3/4 of the way into the third quarter. It looks like this is about 3/4 of the way through the data. And 68 is the maximum. That's what we found. And so there we go.